Hello everybody, August 8th, 2011. You're watching the live gold price at almost 9 o'clock West Coast time, United States, 1761.2. We just had a gap up, which I haven't seen during trading. I see it gap up on Sunday after it hadn't been trading on Saturday. You know, I'll see things gap up, but I don't usually see them gap up like this during trading. It just gapped like $3. So 1760. 1764 is where Jim Sinclair, who's an expert gold analyst, says that it could go exponential. We're only $4 away from that. He said that in an interview with James Turk when they were at the GATA conference. James Turk did an interview, and as I see we're bumping back down 1760 now. So anyway, I'll put that back on there. If we pass 1764, that's the mathematical magic number that Mr. Sinclair says that gold can go exponential. We have gold exploding after the downgrade Friday from AAA to AA plus, and silver's not really following. A lot of people are wondering, well, why, we have this explosion in gold, but we don't see it. We don't see silver moving along with it. My personal opinion is that the silver price is being manipulated. JP Morgan doesn't usually allow the silver price to get much beyond their share price, which is around 35, and silver's around 39 and change. So it's starting to separate from their share price. It's harder to manipulate the gold market. There's a lot more money in in the gold and the COMEX than in the silver. Silver is such a small market. It's easy for them to manipulate. But there's a lot of money flooding into the gold market. I mean, with $1 trillion today just disappeared. I was sitting at lunch watching people walk by and see the monitor, and they're seeing Dow down 600 points, and I just saw some heads shaking. A couple people turn around. I was sitting eating my lunch, and just say wow, or just looking for a response from me, and I'm just kind of like, I give them one of these, and I can sit there, and it doesn't really affect me. It doesn't affect my holdings. I don't really have anything in the market. Precious metals is pretty much where I'm at. I don't have a 401k. I don't believe in those because the market hasn't gone anywhere in 10 years. The market's still at 10,800, whatever. That's where it was in 1999. It hit 10,000 on the Dow. It hasn't really gone anywhere. The whole buy and hold thing that was good in the 80s and 90s, and just diversify. As long as you're diversified and you can just be in these mutual funds. That reminds me of Dave Ramsey. He said just be in your long-term mutual funds, and gold's a horrible investment. Never invest in gold. Just stay in your mutual funds. Everything will be fine. I mean, I wonder if I haven't heard much from Dave recently. I liked his whole get out of debt thing. I listened to him maybe 10 years ago. But once I heard his take on gold, and he's saying how dirt could be money, I mean, just his whole take on gold's totally wrong. I don't know if any of you follow Dave Ramsey. But if you put in Dave Ramsey and gold into YouTube, you see some interesting stuff coming out of him. He looks at it as a barbaric relic and nothing else. It's not money to him. I'm sure he loves what Bernanke said about not being money. So anyway, I wanted to also say that. So anyway, also in silver's defense, I'd like to say that the 40-to-1 ratio we had a few weeks ago has gone now to about almost 45-to-1. So it's separating again. But according to Eric Sprott in regards to Sprott Money, and James Turk of goldmoney.com, and the U.S. Treasury, there's at least the same amount of money going into silver as gold coins. So when you have the same amount of money flooding into both metals, that 45-to-1, that's not just going to stay that way forever. I have a feeling that silver's going to make a quick pop, and it's going to, jump back up to where it sort of was before we had the separation. I don't know. Silver's so undervalued in my opinion. I can't even believe it's being suppressed. That's all I can say. I mean, silver should be at a much higher value right now, especially with outstripping it for 20 years. But I don't want to get into all that. So anyway, the last point I wanted to make was Greenspan saying that the United States can pay any debt it has because we can always print money to do that. So there's zero probability of a default, quoting him from yesterday. Well, yeah, that's true, but that's not really what's being downgraded. I mean, according to Peter Schiff, an email I got from him today, no, he's not a personal friend, I'm on a distribution list, but an email I got from Peter today said that they're actually downgrading the US dollar. Because what's the point of paying back in US dollars, say you owe $10 million or $100 million, you pay a gallon of milk's $100, so that $10 million you're paying back is, it's only worth like maybe $100,000. I mean, it's ludicrous to pay back money of something that's almost worthless. So that's what's being downgraded, and I thank Peter for pointing that out. So anyway, that's it for now. We're 1761, so we didn't quite get to 1764 like I was hoping during this little clip here. Maybe I'll do another clip where we make it past 1764. Jim Sinclair says gold could go exponential. That's the mathematical number we're looking for. So 630 point drop in the Dow today, 6th largest drop in history. A lot going on. Those of you watching this may not be involved in precious metals. Buy a couple coins. What I've been saying for 2 years hasn't changed. Buy a couple coins. If you can't afford gold, it's $1,760. You're going to pay a premium. It'd be almost $800 for a 1 ounce coin, this size. Buy a 10th ounce coin for $200. You're going to pay higher premiums. To me, junk silver is the best way to get involved in precious metals. You got to be involved in precious metals. I mean, the dollars go in this direction, and precious metals are going that direction. That's the bottom line. That's what the whole channel is about. Falling dollar, protecting yourself with real money. Something most financial advisors aren't going to tell you. They're not going to, they're just going to say, just stay diversified and everything's, it's going to be fine. I don't think so. Anyway, that's it for now.